In that moment, Lisa knew this was just the beginning. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead. The galaxy would shake with fear of humanity no longer, but with the realization that they were not to be underestimated. They were a force to be reckoned with. The war was over, but the echoes of battle still rang in the hearts of those who fought. The coalition had been defeated, and the galaxy was forever changed. As the dust settled, Commander Lisa Hart stood on the balcony of Earth's command center, watching the stars twinkle above. For the first time in a long while, she felt a sense of peace. The victory celebrations were loud and joyful. People from all over Earth gathered to honor the brave fighters who had stood against the coalition. Lisa smiled as she watched her crew share stories of their battles. Captain David was telling a group of children about the daring maneuvers they had performed in space. The kids listened with wide eyes, inspired by the heroes of their time. As the celebrations continued, Lisa was called to a meeting with the leaders of her new allies, the Viridian Council and the Zalaran High Command. They were eager to discuss what would come next. Lisa entered the room filled with excitement but also uncertainty. The victory was sweet, but the future was unknown. "Commander Hart," said Xena, a Viridian counselor, her green skin glowing under the lights. "We must talk about what we will do now that the coalition is gone. Our alliance has proven strong, but we must strengthen it further." Lisa nodded, understanding the importance of this moment. "You're right. We have to ensure that our unity continues. We can create a new council, a place where our races can come together to discuss and solve issues." Kieran, the Zalaran leader, leaned forward. "That is a great idea. By sharing our knowledge and resources, we can prevent future threats. We have faced the coalition together. Now we must build a future together." The leaders discussed plans for the new council, where representatives from each species would meet regularly. They envisioned a galaxy united in peace, where differences were celebrated, not feared. Lisa felt a surge of hope as they spoke. They could create a better future for all. Later that day, Lisa received a message from the Galactic Council. They wanted to acknowledge the bravery of the humans, Viridians, and Zalarans. A ceremony was planned to honor all the races that fought together. Lisa felt proud to represent Earth at such a significant event. As the day of the ceremony arrived, the atmosphere was electric. Representatives from many different planets gathered at the Galactic Council chamber. Each species was unique, with vibrant colors and strange shapes, but today, they were united in their shared victory. The chamber was filled with a sense of camaraderie. When it was Lisa's turn to speak, she stepped forward, her heart racing. She took a deep breath and began, "We stand here today not just as humans, Viridians, or Zalarans, but as allies. Together we fought against a common enemy, and together we have proven that unity is our greatest strength." As she spoke, Lisa noticed the faces of her allies. They listened intently, and she felt a sense of connection with them. "Our victory is a reminder that when we work together, we can overcome any challenge. We must continue to support each other and build a brighter future." The crowd erupted in applause. Lisa felt a warmth in her heart as she looked around at her friends. They had created something special, something that could change the course of history. After the ceremony, a grand feast was held where everyone shared food, stories, and laughter. Lisa moved among the guests, learning about other cultures and sharing tales of Earth. She found joy in the diversity surrounding her. It was a celebration of unity, friendship, and hope. As the night wore on, Lisa and her allies gathered under the stars. They spoke about the future and the challenges they would face together. They shared dreams of exploration, of visiting new worlds and discovering new civilizations. Lisa felt a sense of excitement. The universe was vast, and now they had a chance to explore it together. In that moment, Lisa realized that their victory was just the beginning. They had not only defeated an enemy, but had also forged a bond that would last for generations. The galaxy would remember this day not for the battles fought, but for the alliances formed. As the stars shone brightly above, Lisa smiled. Together they would build a new beginning, one filled with hope, adventure, and friendship. The galaxy had shaken with fear of humanity once, but now it would tremble with respect and admiration for the brave hearts that dared to unite. The future was bright and the possibilities were endless. In the vastness of the galaxy, news traveled faster than light. Whispers of a powerful new weapon created by humans spread through the ranks of alien races. The rumors hinted at a force that could change the balance of power forever. The coalition of alien species, long convinced of their superiority, saw this as a threat that could not be ignored. On the planet Zorath, the alien leaders gathered in a grand council chamber. The room was filled with bright colors and strange decorations that reflected their advanced culture. An alien named General Threx, tall and imposing, stood at the head of the table. His deep voice echoed in the room as he spoke. Humans believe they are strong, but they are foolish and divided. We can crush them before they even know what hit them. We must attack Earth and show them the true power of the coalition. The leaders murmured in agreement, their eyes glinting with the thrill of conquest. They believed that humans were weak and unprepared. They were certain that a quick strike would lead to an easy victory. Meanwhile, on Earth, life continued as usual. People went about their daily routines, unaware of the danger lurking in the stars. But behind closed doors, the human military had been preparing. High-ranking officials and scientists worked tirelessly to develop advanced technologies that could defend their home. They knew that the aliens underestimated them, and they planned to use this to their advantage. At a top-secret military base, Commander Lisa Hart watched the screens in front of her. The data from their new weapon glowed brightly, promising power unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. She had been training her soldiers hard, pushing them to their limits. She understood that Earth was in grave danger and that it was time to unleash their fury. "Prepare the troops!" she ordered, her voice steady and strong. "We need everyone ready for what's to come. The aliens think they can waltz in and take our home. They have no idea what we're capable of." The soldiers responded with cheers, their spirits high. They knew their commander was a fierce leader, and her determination inspired them. In the months leading up to this moment, they had trained relentlessly, honing their skills for the battles that lay ahead. They had learned to work as a team, and now they were ready to defend their planet. As the sun set over Earth, the dark sky was suddenly filled with the sounds of war. Alien ships appeared, descending from the stars like a swarm of angry hornets. The coalition's fleet was massive, and their ships glimmered in the night, ready to unleash destruction. The sight sent chills down the spines of everyone watching. But humans were not so easily frightened. As the invasion began, Earth's defense systems activated. Bright beams of energy shot into the sky, targeting the incoming ships. The first wave of alien forces was met with fierce resistance as humans fought back with everything they had. The battle raged on, and explosions lit up the sky like fireworks. Commander Hart commanded her forces from the ground, guiding them with precision. Her heart raced as she witnessed the chaos unfold. This was just the beginning, and she knew they had to hold their ground. Back on Zorath, General Threx watched the battle through his ship's monitors, his face twisted with rage. The humans were fighting back harder than he had expected. "What is this? They are supposed to be weak. Send in more ships. Show them the power of the coalition," he roared. As the humans faced wave after wave of alien attacks, their determination grew. They fought for their homes, their families, and their very existence. Each victory fueled their anger, pushing them to fight harder. In the depths of space, the stage was set for an epic clash. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see what would happen next. Humans were ready to unleash their fury, and the coalition was about to learn that underestimating them would be their greatest mistake. The battle for Earth had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The air was thick with tension as the battle raged on above Earth. Alien ships filled the sky, and explosions lit up the night like distant stars. Humans had fought bravely, but they were outnumbered. Commander Lisa Hart felt a fire in her heart. She knew they needed a change in strategy, and they needed it fast. At the command center, Lisa stood before her team, a determined look on her face. "We cannot let them take our home. We have a weapon that can turn the tide of this battle," she said, her voice steady. "It's time to show the aliens what humans are truly capable of." The scientists had developed a powerful energy weapon called the Photon Blaster. It was capable of destroying enemy ships in one shot. The team had tested it in simulations, but now it was time to see if it could work in real combat. They rushed to prepare the weapon, their hearts racing with a mix of fear and excitement. Meanwhile, General Threx on Zorath watched the fight with growing frustration. The humans had surprised him, fighting back harder than he had ever expected. He growled, "We will crush them. Send in the next wave of ships. Show them our might." As the aliens launched more attacks, Lisa ordered her troops to activate the Photon Blaster. The massive weapon hummed to life, filling the command center with a bright light. "Aim for the largest ship!" "On my mark," she shouted. The soldiers positioned themselves, their eyes glued to the screens. Tension filled the room. 3, 2, 1, fire! Lisa commanded. A brilliant beam of energy shot from the photon blaster, streaking through space like a comet. It struck the alien ship with a blinding flash. The ship erupted in a fiery explosion, sending debris flying in all directions. Cheers erupted from the human forces below as they watched the victory unfold. "Keep firing!" Lisa ordered, her voice full of confidence. The crew worked quickly, targeting more alien ships. One by one, they fell, unable to withstand the might of the photon blaster. With each victory, the morale of the human troops soared. They began to believe they could win. Lisa felt a surge of hope. "We're not just fighting for Earth, we're fighting for our future," she declared, rallying her soldiers. On Zorath, General Threx was furious. He watched as more of his ships were destroyed. "They cannot keep this up! Send in the ground forces to take the planet," he shouted, his frustration boiling over. He believed that if they could take control of the Earth itself, they could break the human spirit. As alien troops descended onto Earth, chaos erupted in the cities. The humans had to defend their homes not just in the sky, but on the ground. Lisa quickly mobilized her forces, coordinating a response to the invasion. "We have to protect our people! Every soldier to the streets!" she ordered. Human soldiers rushed to defend their cities. They fought with everything they had, guns, grenades, and their unbreakable will. The streets were filled with the sounds of gunfire and explosions. But the humans held their ground, refusing to give in. In the midst of the chaos, Lisa spotted a group of alien soldiers attempting to breach a secure area. Without hesitation, she led her team into action. They charged forward, fighting with fierce determination. The battle was intense, but the humans fought as one, standing together against the invading forces. As night turned to dawn, the tide began to shift. Human forces pushed back against the aliens, reclaiming territory and sending them into retreat. The stories of bravery and strength spread quickly among the ranks, inspiring everyone to fight harder. Back in space, the remaining alien ships regrouped, realizing they had underestimated humanity. They were not just fighting for territory, they were facing a force fueled by passion and love for their planet. The coalition was beginning to feel fear where they had once felt confidence. Lisa stood on a rooftop, looking out at the city she loved. Smoke still lingered in the air, but the dawn brought a new hope. "We have shown them what humans can do," she said to her team. "Now we must continue to fight and defend our home." As the sun rose, the humans stood united, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They had tasted victory, and they were hungry for more. The aliens were about to learn that when humans fight back, they do so with everything they have. The galaxy would soon understand that Earth was not a planet to be taken lightly. In the aftermath of the fierce battles on Earth, a new chapter began to unfold. Humans had fought bravely against the alien invaders, and news of their victories spread like wildfire across the galaxy. Many alien races, once skeptical of humanity, started to rethink their views. Perhaps these humans were not as weak as they had believed. Commander Lisa Hart stood on the balcony of a military base, gazing at the stars. She was tired but filled with determination. "We need allies," she said to her team. "If we want to push back against the coalition, we cannot do it alone. We must reach out to other races who want freedom from the aliens." Her team nodded in agreement. They knew the importance of finding allies in the fight against the coalition. Lisa ordered her best diplomats and scientists to prepare a message. They would send it to neighboring planets, inviting them to join the fight for their freedom. Meanwhile, on the planet Viridia, a green and lush world, the leaders of the Viridian Council were debating their response to the human conflict. The Viridians were known for their intelligence and skill in technology. They had watched the battles unfold from afar, impressed by humanity's courage. However, fear of the coalition kept them from intervening. "Why should we risk our lives for humans?" asked Counselor Tarek, his skin shimmering in shades of green. "They may lose, and we could face the same fate." But another counselor, Xena, spoke up. "What if the coalition turns their eyes on us next? If we do not act now, we might not have a chance later. We have the technology to help them. We should join forces!" As the debate continued, Lisa's message reached Viridia. It explained how the coalition had already attacked Earth and how humans had bravely fought back. The message stirred hope among the Viridians. They realized they were not alone. and that together they could stand against the alien forces. After much discussion, the Viridian Council decided to send an envoy to Earth. They wanted to meet with Commander Hart and discuss how they could work together. Lisa was thrilled to receive their message. "This is our chance! We must make them feel welcome and show them we are allies," she declared. When the Viridian envoy arrived on Earth, they were greeted with curiosity and excitement. The Viridians looked different from humans, with tall, slender bodies and vibrant green skin, but their eyes sparkled with intelligence. Lisa welcomed them warmly. "Thank you for coming," she said, extending her hand. "Together we can fight back against the coalition." The Viridians quickly shared their advanced technology with the humans. They brought blueprints for new weapons and strategies that could enhance Earth's defenses. "We can create powerful shields for your cities and upgrade your ships," Xena explained. "With our combined strengths, we can turn the tide." As the two groups worked together, the bond between humans and Viridians grew stronger. The humans admired the Viridians' intelligence, while the Viridians respected the humans' bravery. The alliance sparked a new hope in both species, and they prepared for the next battle against the coalition. News of the alliance spread across the galaxy. Other alien races began to take notice, and some were inspired to join the fight against the coalition. A group of brave warriors from the planet Zalara, known for their fierce combat skills, decided to ally with humans as well. "We have heard stories of your bravery," their leader, Kieran, said. "We want to stand with you against those who threaten our freedom." With each new ally, humanity's strength grew. The coalition, once confident in their superiority, began to feel the pressure. Their attacks on Earth were met with fierce resistance and new tactics. The combined forces of humans, Viridians, and Zellarans created a powerful front against the invaders. As the allies trained together, they forged friendships and shared their cultures. Humans learned about Viridian technology while sharing their own tactics and strategies. The camaraderie filled the air with hope and excitement. Lisa stood before her united forces, looking at the diverse faces of her allies. "Together we can fight for our homes and our freedom," she shouted. "The coalition may think they can conquer us, but they will soon learn that we are stronger together." With newfound confidence and strength, they prepared for the battles ahead. The coalition had underestimated humans, but now they had a fierce alliance ready to unleash their fury. The galaxy was about to witness the power of unity, and the coalition's reign of terror was beginning to tremble. The time had come. After months of preparing, training, and uniting forces, the final battle against the coalition was upon them. Commander Lisa Hart stood on the command deck, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and fear. She gazed at the vast fleet assembled outside the atmosphere of Earth. Ships from Earth, Viridia, and Zalara were ready to take on the enemy. "Today we fight for our freedom," Lisa announced, her voice booming through the ship's intercom. "We have trained hard, and we have allies beside us. Together we will show the coalition what we can do." The crew erupted into cheers. They had come a long way, and the camaraderie they built over the last few months filled them with determination. Lisa looked at her best friend, Captain David, who was in charge of the fleet. He nodded, signaling that he was ready. As the fleet entered space, they saw the coalition's massive warships looming in the distance. The aliens had gathered their forces for one final attempt to crush humanity and their allies. The sight was intimidating, but Lisa felt a surge of courage. "We will not back down," she declared. "We will fight with everything we have." The coalition ships fired first, sending waves of energy blasts toward the human fleet. But this time, the allies were prepared. The Viridian technology created protective shields around their ships, absorbing the enemy fire. "Return fire!" David commanded. The humans and their allies unleashed their weapons. Energy beams and missiles flew through space, hitting the coalition ships with precision. The battle erupted into chaos. Explosions lit up the darkness of space as ships from both sides clashed in an intense firefight. In the heart of the battle, Lisa piloted her ship with fierce determination. She maneuvered through enemy fire, her heart racing. "Stay close to me," she shouted to her crew. They navigated through the chaos, taking down enemy fighters one by one. Meanwhile, on the ground, Zellaran warriors led a brave charge against the coalition's landing forces. Armed with advanced technology and fierce combat skills, they pushed forward with determination. "For freedom!" Kieran shouted as they stormed enemy positions. The Zellerans fought with fierce courage, their skills and strategies complementing the humans' tenacity. As the battle raged on, the Coalition began to realize they were facing something they had never encountered before: unity. The combined forces of humans, Viridians, and Zellerans fought as one, coordinating their attacks and covering each other's weaknesses. They were no longer outnumbered, they were united in their cause. But the Coalition had one last trick up their sleeve. A massive warship, the Dreadnought, emerged from behind a cluster of asteroids. It was the flagship of General Threx, and it was armed with a weapon capable of destroying entire planets. The Coalition believed that with the Dreadnought, they could finally crush their enemies. Lisa spotted the enormous ship on her radar. "We have to take it down!" she shouted. "If that ship fires, it could wipe us all out." She quickly gathered her best pilots and devised a plan. "We will distract the Dreadnought while the Viridians target its weak spots," she instructed. "David, I need you to lead the charge." David nodded, rallying his pilots. "Follow me! We'll create a diversion!" They launched into a high-speed maneuver, dodging fire as they drew the Dreadnought's attention. The Viridians took their positions, ready to fire at the exposed weak points. "Now!" Xena shouted, and beams of energy shot toward the Dreadnought. The ship shook under the assault, but it was still operational. Realizing their danger, General Threx ordered a counterattack. "Don't let them hit us again! Destroy them!" he yelled, but chaos ensued as the Coalition struggled to coordinate their efforts. With the Dreadnought distracted, Lisa saw her chance. "Now's our moment. Let's finish this!" She led a final assault, charging toward the flagship. The crew fought with everything they had, their hearts racing as they approached their greatest enemy. The Dreadnought fired its massive weapon, but the united forces were ready. They worked together, maneuvering to avoid the blast. In a climactic moment, Lisa aimed her ship's main cannon directly at the Dreadnought's core. "This is for our freedom!" she shouted, pulling the trigger. The energy beam struck true, penetrating the flagship's defenses. The Dreadnought exploded in a spectacular fireball, sending shockwaves through space. The Coalition fleet faltered, and one by one, their ships began to fall. With the flagship destroyed, the tide of battle shifted. The Coalition, once so confident, began to retreat. The united forces pressed on, their spirits high. Victory was within reach. As the last remnants of the Coalition fled, Lisa looked around at her allies. They had done the impossible. They had fought together, defeated a common enemy, and emerged victorious. The galaxy had witnessed the strength of unity, and for the first time, the fear of humanity was replaced with respect.